Hello Year 10. So I thought I'd make a short video to talk you through devising log section 1, which I've asked you to complete for your homework tasks. I know some of you have already completed most of the sections, however it's always good to have a reminder and a few key points. There's also a WordPress link which you can find in the description for this video, which takes you to my WordPress account where you can find this information in a written format as well as a link to the research that you may wish to include when you're discussing the Holocaust. Okay, so the first paragraph, you're discussing your response to stimulus. Most of you have completed this already, so feel free to skip ahead. Response to stimulus. You are writing down your initial response to the stimuli and initial response to the stimulus chosen, your ideas, themes and settings considered for the devised piece in response to the stimulus. So, what did you think of the pictures? And what did you think of the ones that you chose to create your final piece about? You should describe what each of the stimuli was and how you initially responded to each piece. So you are discussing here the 4 pictures that your group was given. You're then going to work your way through each of these questions, answering as fully as you can, providing as much detail possible. Who was David Ollier? What was his role in Auschwitz? What did he decide to do after he left the camp and why? Describe each image you were presented with separately. What can you see? What was the mood atmosphere like? Then you're going to discuss what ideas you had for the performance from each picture. So for example, you could say, from this picture, we decided we wanted to create a scene whereby. What ideas, themes and settings did you consider for your devised piece? And what images did you choose and why? This section should be 200 to 300 words. If you decided to use all 4 pictures, you need to give a brief explanation as to why that was. For example, we decided we wanted to incorporate all 4 images in our play. We felt that there was so many atrocities that were encountered by the prisoners at the concentration camps that it would be unfair to make some the priority over others. Or you could say we wanted to create a true and accurate reflection of what happened at the concentration camps, therefore we wanted to use all of the stimuli to reflect this accordingly. Okay? Dramatic aims and intentions. You should describe what each of the stimuli was and how you initially responded to each piece. You're answering each question as fully as possible, providing as much detail. What are your dramatic intentions? Dramatic intentions are what you intend as a performer, technician, to show, to make the audience feel. Start your sentences with, in the performance I aim to show. In the performance, I want the audience to feel. In class, some of the intentions as a group we wanted to create were to create characters who were scary. If, for example, they were the soldiers, we wanted to create characters who were desperate, who were forced into situations. We wanted to show the true picture of what happened. We've also discussed ideas like we want the audience to learn from our performances. We want to ensure that through our performance, they are reacting, thinking about what they could have done if they were in that situation in order to prevent the Holocaust or something similar to the Holocaust from ever happening again. The next section you're discussing is what practitioner do you intend using and why. So, we all as a group have decided to use Bertolt Brecht, and we felt that his style and his methods complement your theme. So you could explain why. So perhaps you could talk about the fact that he was alive. He was in Germany at the time this was all happening and left as a result. You could discuss the fact that his performances aimed to teach the audiences. He wanted his audience to think about the performance rather than feel connected to the characters in order for them to go about and bring about change. You're then going to highlight some of the theatrical techniques you intend using, explaining how you intend using them and why. So here you could go through each one that you and your group have chosen and give a brief account of where they're going to be used. So for example, you're going to use narration to inform the audience of key facts, then give examples of some of those key facts you want to tell them. You could say you're going to use multi-role because there's only 4 of you in a group and you wanted to play a range of characters to give a broad and wide story which incorporates many characters. Some of the other skills you could talk about is the alienation, the distancing from the audience, placards, which are the signs, or big posters, which give key questions for the audience to think about. The symbolism, the epic theatre, narration, multi-role, split role, where, for example, in your group, you all play a soldier at some point, direct address, minimal set. And the last one, which is Würfram Dunn's effect, or V effect, which aims to distance the actors from the characters they're playing, the audiences from the characters on stage, which gets the audience and the actor to think about the key messages of the play rather than getting absorbed in the characters. You should aim to write between 100 and 200 words here. When writing your log, make sure that you always write in full sentences using appropriate terminology. Best of luck. If you have any questions, do email me. And as I said, there are links in the description to this video, which takes you directly to my WordPress account. In there you will find written information of how to write your devising log, as well as a section on the Holocaust and other research aspects that you could incorporate in this section. Best of luck.